we do have the Rob versus Corrin, and this is one of those matchups that we have seen a little bit at the top level.
We're no familiar to either or no stranger rather to either of these characters, either of these players. Two of the best players in the States, two of the best players on the planet at this point. You could both make arguments for them being top 10, but we're going straight into it. We're going to see who gets to move on here. Tough draw to fight it out against these two for 5th place. This is definitely a grand finals type of matchup, but that's just the kind of talent that we have on display right here. Zomba trying to go deep to start this off, get that early stock, but SHADIC, good job catching that gyro, recovering very smartly, going way, way low, so Zomba going to catch him. But now you got to do it all over again, and then you got to get off the ledge right after. It's no easy task getting past this robot.
And so we're looking for that Zombair, not going to get it this time, still looking for a secondary option, but SHADIC has already put feet back on ground, and Zomba now playing the long-range game, trying to beat out all of the big ranged moves that SHADIC has in terms of the sword, but let's be real, Zomba, if you have projectiles, you can preempt some of those options and just make it so that you don't have to go in and approach. Why would you go in when, Corrin is waiting with a very, very dangerous combo setups?
Yeah, she is no stranger to giving people the worst hug of all time. That Corrin Vortex is hell to deal with. It's annoying to get away from, and then when you're actually in it, it's even more annoying to try to get out of. Zomba going to get that first stock with the sour spot downer sitting to the right, but at 180, almost anything will do it.
What's interesting about Zomba in this tournament is he has been using quite a lot of down air. We don't see too much of that. He's been pretty much privy to some of the other explosive options that Rob boasts, like Nair and Bear, but down air being a very key tool for him in this tournament, I think is going to be kind of crazy as we set into this, what you mentioned, a grand final setup. These are seed 1 and 2, by the way. That's crazy that we expected this to happen later on, but now we're getting it in losers quarters.
And I think going back to the down that you're talking about, I think you just realized it's a timing thing, because it's definitely not applicable as what?
Crazy.
Yeah, RNG move. Thank you. It doesn't matter how you DI. It's just put your hands up at that point. It's not in your hands anymore.
Well, Rob does put his hands up. All the single robots over here trying to do something here. And I feel like Zomba, he's playing really defensively when he has to. This shield discipline is starting to win out some of these close-range scraps that SHADIC is trying to set up.
Yeah, you just got to stay out the Vortex, man. We've all been talking about it because, of course, SHADIC's in the building. He's showing us everything this character can do and then some. If you can get away from Corrin, it kind of doesn't matter, because at some point she's going to get in, even though she doesn't really have the mobility. She has the hitboxes.
Yeah.
So she's going to be able to pin you into a certain part of the stage, no pun intended, and then start the offense, and then once you're in it, 50 is where the ground is.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to be able to send Zomba where the ground is not, up off the top blast zone, and that's going to be SHADIC with a nice little juggle. Those up airs have been crucial for him, and now we're getting the gyro combo. Look at all that with a pin. Massive damage, 70% off the rip, and it looks like SHADIC is not done yet. He's looking for the juggles again.
It's going to be tough for him to get back in this game, but that's definitely the way you want to start it off. If you have a stock like that, or a string like that, and you can close this out. But again, the RNG up air, man, they say you can DI it, and I know you can, but has it ever felt like it's mattered?
Sometimes it doesn't feel like that. So 2 for 2, really strong up air killing earlier than expected. SHADIC plays enough of the Rob matchup. He should know how to DI that, but unfortunately he's going to be on the wrong end of that DI twice in a row. That's going to be a really nice tool for Zomba to continue using. He's got the green light now. Why not go for it again?
Now we got to figure out how we're going to adjust. And that's the worst kind of game to have, I think, where the adjustment is, hey, what if I just stop getting hit as much?
Yeah.
Because when SHADIC was able to actually get back on the ground and establish the pace of the game, he's playing very well.
Right.
But for the most part, from go, Zomba was just in his face doing what he wanted to do. And you can't get your game plan started.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see how we can kind of break up the pace right there, get back into this game.
It's true. Boasting a lot of range like Corrin has allows you to play the preempt strategy.
Yeah,
throw a move preempting your opponent, but in this case it can work because Rob has some delayed aerials, right? Like the Nair being one of them. And it's something that he uses so often in neutral that it's okay, the startup of Nair almost always caught up by the startup of Corrin Nair, for example.
Yeah.
But those kinds of things make a difference when you were talking about the timings. Zomba using down air perhaps as a timing mix-up. You have a fast forward air, and it's the alternation of those options that really makes Zomba such a threat, because he never lets you know what his true game plan is. It feels like he's playing 3D chess or 4D chess at this point.
Yeah, the options are on the table, but the the order is always a little
Right.
different. You know, he's very good at making sure you're on your toes, and you can't just like call out exactly what he's going to do next until he's gotten this far. It's
true.
very tricky.
It's true. So we're going to go to small battlefield as the stage kind of pick for game 2. SHADIC going to be opting for this one. Smaller stage just means he doesn't have to rush Rob down as far, and you can cover more on the stage with your gigantic nair, which we're going to already see.
Yeah, one neutral air from Rob is about half the damn stage, but you can say that about the other character as well. If either of these characters jump and press A, game plans are being put to work, and just like that, speaking of work, Zomba put in a lot of it, taking that first stock at a healthy percent too. You still got white percent on you in this first stock, and you have a big lead to work with.
That doesn't mean that SHADIC can't come back from this just because a great combo advantage that Corrin has could be dangerous, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have the chance to use it. Zomba already taking full control of the second stock as well.
There we go, getting a nice little bridge right there, going to get Zomba up to 75, but unfortunately you're playing against the heavy. This is where the damage really starts. 0 to like 70-ish, that's nothing to these big body characters, so now you are actually starting to play the game now.
It does look like Zomba is getting forced to these higher recoveries time and time again. SHADIC looking for more, but unable to get it.
Was that a failed full hop attempt? I feel like down tilt up here right there is automatic. If we got the full hop in, if we're on small battlefield, that was probably the stock right there. So now we have to find a different way to get it. Take as little damage as possible because you hate that. You see the kill in your sights, you drop it, and now the target is gone, and Zomba is just doing all of the work right now.
Okay, SHADIC slipping by just outside the range of the up air just in time to get one of his own, and now we have a setup. The SHADIC at high percents has a potential to make this difference up, but again, it's like it's reliant on the single hit. The hit confirms that he's looking for. These falling up airs could help him, but at the end of the day, if you're stuck on the platform, Zomba is waiting on ground, and it seems like the stage control continues to be his.
I love the way that they're using the Z catch to kind of mitigate the gyro too. Like, it's very, very good. They showed they're comfortable with this matchup. That's a good little strength to do a lot of damage right there. 74 to 84 now, and now Zomba still has to find a way to get back on the ground. Landing on that platform is not good enough.
Zomba is trying to control the gyro as much as he can, but he can't control his own stock and being lost before his very eyes. Zomba starting to play around with the time, hanging out off stage. You can delay as much as you like with Rav to an extent.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before SHADIC gets tired of all that and just goes out there with the pin, because we know what that pin is talking about off stage.
I'm waiting for it. I know it's in his mind, but he does not want to show his hand too early. You can't use it without waiting for something else to parry on the laser. Just gonna kind of send a message to Zomba, but Zomba doesn't. He just sends a message himself just by taking control of the stage yet again.
All right, good to get the gyro out of there just by parrying it. Good decision by SHADIC. You let it, you just parry it, he'll hold shield and let it hit something and it will go away. Then Rob has to figure out a way to get it back on the field and play again.
That was like self-spacing move. He moved like back a foot after he hit the shield. It's crazy. But we are going to bring it to last stock, and SHADIC starting to wrest control back. He's starting to play a little bit better until he...
Why did you do that?
Sorry, the curse happens.
We don't do that.
Yeah, you know how it is. But I think he also tunnel visioned. I think he grabbed the gyro. You talked about him wanting to control that tool, but in this case, it's the shiny object that Zomba places perfectly within your range so that he can then punish your attempt at picking it up. So
it's tough, man, because check this out, right? So we got him locked in the corner. And he picked it up with the down tilt, but as soon as you could just see it in the player cam, as soon as SHADIC hit down tilt, he knew that was the wrong answer. Even though I did what I wanted to do, I was immediately shown why I should have never even thought of doing it.
Yeah, you know it.
Tough life to live. And now you are in the hole too deep. Hopefully it's not too deep for him to get out of. You're down 0-2 against the top seed of the tournament right now, or I believe.
No, he was the top seed of the tournament, but
now
again,
you're down 0-2 to
Zomba
the
being number 2. But the self-proclaimed best player in the world, you know, I mean, hey,
look, man.
I'm just saying. SHADIC digging deep for this next one. Gonna have to continue to dig deep if he wins it for another 2. I don't know. I mean, at this point, it feels like Zomba looking slyly at the camera. I know, yeah, he's already.
I love he's just never bothered by anything ever.
See, that's the thing.
Like he's just so happy to be playing Rob and getting all these wins.
Sometimes he is unbothered. Sometimes he has the appearance of being unbothered. Deep down, there is sometimes a turmoil. You know, but SHADIC needs to like pick at those weaknesses. Needs to kind of like, I mean, if this is an icing attempt, I don't know if it works.
He's got to reset, mental reset, get back in there. And it's not as though he's been getting blown out in these 2 games. There's definitely a game plan that works in there. We just have to refine it. We have to get in there, figure out what works exactly. Get this first game on the board. That's the first step, man. The first step is getting out of bed every day.
True. So we are going to go to a single plat stage, Hollow Bastion, lower ceilings, which means Zomba's going to be looking for those juggles yet again, looking for some potential kills. I mean, this is where Corrin makes her money.
Trent on the down tilt. Now you got to find a way to get out of this Rob Vortex. They were able to fight their way back out, put Zomba back on the ledge instead as well. Down tilt. Ooh, I like the way that the gyro just cut some of that cooldown. They were able to follow up that down tilt way quicker.
All
But
right.
now you got to figure out a way to keep Zomba in this corner, man. You cannot let him out. You cannot let him breathe at all, because the minute you let him back in this game, I promise bad things are going to happen.
Right.
You've seen it happen for 2 games in a row now.
Exactly. SHADIC knows that he can't play with any visible weaknesses, or else they're going to get picked apart. And it does seem like he's going to have to force the early recovery. Zomba going out there to try to cheese something. But again, we're just delaying another juggle, unable to get the platform reset. But we find it in the pin, closer to ledge, and that's the first stock going to SHADIC. Now, is this the time where we turn this around?
No, you said it, right?
Oh, please don't
Check
do
this out. There you go. Wow. We literally just talked about this, man.
Yes, we did.
You were not paying attention to that dress rehearsal, bro. If you're playing well, I will act like I didn't see it, because the minute that we call it out, bad things happen, man.
It's true.
Zomba evened it out the game almost immediately, and now we have a dead even game right here. But SHADIC doesn't like even games. He only likes odd ones. They'll put on as much damage as possible right here. Make sure Zomba does not land on the ground. You can have the platform, but the solid ground right here, that's all me.
Okay, and we still are not letting up on the gas. Obviously, Zomba going for the high recovery. You can hang out up there as well. SHADIC doesn't want to use too many resources trying to chase him down up there. Wants to wait for the inevitable to come down.
Gyro play, man.
Gyro.
This kid is on some mess right now.
Seriously, he
I love
knows his matchup. He knows his matchup, and of course he plays against Robs who use that gyro so effectively. He's taking pages out of their books.
All right, just wiping the gyro away. Parrying the down tilt, not going to get a follow-up right there, but Zomba still has to find a way to get back on the stage. If he was any closer and was able to pick up off of that reset with the gyro, I would have yelled some things that couldn't be repeated.
Would be crazy. I mean, Zomba has gone for many such jab locks, and you know, there's lots of ways to finish that out. For the bear, not going to get it either. It's just going to be hit on shield, but he still finds his mark. Still, good DI this time on the up air from SHADIC, and no rage on Rob, so that's going to be a little bit more livable. Not this, though.
Oh, he had such a good idea, too, just going back to the ledge. A lot of people are afraid of that because you don't have the invincibility, obviously, on regrab, so everyone just thinks, no, bad, can't do it. But the mix-up is good sometimes. It gives you a little extra time to breathe, and they had the gyro in hand,
Not
too.
again.
But speaking of gyro in hand, bro, if you let the robot have it,
high.
oh, man, that was almost your life right there. SHADIC is having such a good game so far, and Zomba is just not hearing any of it. He said, I want the 3-0, I want the victory. You're going to have to pull it from my hands.
Right. Thankfully, I mean, it does mean that SHADIC being at relatively lower percents means that Zomba's going to have to go all the way out there to get one of those again if he wants to get the kill this early. Now he's just going to have to do a little bit more work in the neutral to try to get some more damage on the board. Meanwhile, SHADIC has caught up to him on his heels, lapping. Yeah, and now we have overtaken, but unable to do anything else. It's just another reset.
Where the entire crowd is basically fallen silent. We're looking at a last hit situation right here. Rob versus Corrin. You know what options they're going for. It's just a matter of avoiding them, and they both know that if they get hit next, that's going to be it. But there's more pressure on one side than the other. I guarantee you that.
Uh-oh.
Down tilt's not going to get sent into tumble. The grab, however, and the no mash mix-up.
No way!
The no mash mix-up. It actually works. Every Rob player right there is ready for the panic mash. You are mashing for your life in that spot. SHADIC just cool, calm, collected. I'm good right here. Show me that you're ready to kill me right now.
Down throwing so close to the ledge is insane. And of course, Zomba looking for the scoop with the up smash. He's not going to get it. Why? Because watch this.
How many people are finding here?
Watch this. Where's the scoop? There's no scoop. He's on top of him.
Bro. If you're doing...
If he was an inch to the right, he would have hit him.
I'm telling you, man, if you're doing max smash right there, like anyone fighting for their loser's bracket life at an A+ tier,
okay,
it doesn't matter if that scoops or not because you're popping up from the ground.
Exactly.
But either he wasn't mashing or he's just really bad at it. But either way, he was able to live because he was still in the ground, up smash with completely. Now we have new life.
Right. So... both opportunities for Zomba to hit that up smash missing. SHADIC a second lease on life, and maybe a momentum shift. Zomba has been a creator of reverse 3-0s in this tournament, but now is he on the potentially the verge of being the victim of one?
For his sake, I hope not. Because it would be insane to get this far and look that good for 2 games and have it slip away. But we've seen it happen to a lot of people in this building, not just today, but also yesterday as well. I don't know what's in the air down here in the Carolinas, but it makes people play kind of funky when they get in the lead. But we're going to see if Zomba can hold it all together going into this game 4, running it back to small battlefield.
All right, and this is, of course, a stage that Zomba won on, so I'm feeling confident.
All right, immediate pen, just get away from me. I want the stage now. You're going to give it to me. Good across the neutral area. Zomba ready for it, but that down tilt not going to be hitting SHADIC. And they have a big lead right now, almost, well, above 60% now. Zomba looking for a way to get back down to the ground. Now he has it. Got to figure out a way to do something with it, man. SHADIC has been putting out so much damage uncontested on this stock.
Yeah, and even though we are going to a biplat stage, you know, he's full coverage on some of these platforms. He just needs to pick the right one, and Zomba is trying to just pick any option, get as far away from SHADIC as physically possible, and set up a ranged trap. But he gets too close for comfort, and this is what happens. The chainsaw grinding you down and sending you up into the blast zone. Now, another lead for SHADIC.
I like the way that he used that too, the empty hop, or rather the empty landing, and then just charge forward smash to get so close to his shield. Okay. You really only ever see that come out if someone's getting up from the ledge. That's true. But to bring it out in that context and make it work, that's good stuff. That's quick thinking.
Unexpected stuff, and it was enough to catch Zomba off guard. He's still looking for the first stock himself. Gyro kind of floating down menacingly. SHADIC having to maneuver perfectly, but the air dodge, I'm wondering if this is, too far for him to come back from, and Zomba just going to shake that one off and look for the next one.
I think we as a collective should all just act like that down air spiked because it looked cooler. Yeah. Essentially the same result, because that was a re-grab and Zomba was already lined up for it.
Exactly.
But now, regardless of how we got here, even game, we got to figure out a way to get down to the ground. There we go. Up till up there, and now you got to pick a platform, make Zomba pick an option to get you off of it.
Right. This is the issue with Corrin. Sometimes getting out of disadvantage is a chore, and not really the good kind, not like dishes or something.
You consider dishes a good chore?
I think that's, you put some music, anyway.
You find therapy in that?
Oh, yeah, I think it's cathartic.
I feel it.
All right, anyway, so we've got down throw again, but yeah, he's just going to go for the safer option there. Up tilt is enough to eventually catch it. It's fast, and again, we are killing really early. SHADIC, not a lot of rage on Rob, so no excuse for this.
Oh, you do not need any rage for that. We do not need rage for that. Confirm the neutral air into the Dragon Fang. Brother, I love seeing that combo. I love that.
Love it. All right, now Zomba just kind of like sitting there waiting for the get-up option. SHADIC cannot get off of these platforms. Your landing options, if they hit shield, you're basically going to get hit by something Rob's throwing out. The out-of-shield game has been super good for Zomba right now.
All right, ducking under the gyro toss, just staying shifty as many ways as possible. Oh, the read on the roll away. Now SHADIC has to recover way deep.
Again.
A little too deep right there. They tried that recovery on the first stock as well. Tried to go back to the well a second time. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe I messed up. That's just a limitation of the character, man. Corrin has a pretty good recovery, but you cannot go as deep as SHADIC did just then. They were just pixels away from grabbing that ledge. And unfortunately, that's how their run is going to end here at Patchwork, man. 3-1 in the favor of Zomba. 5th place.
Yeah, fifth place.
Man,
I mean,
that's tough.
It is really tough. But SHADIC, you know, he put on a really hard fight, and especially in that game 3, it was really tough for Zomba to not only struggle to kill, almost kill, but then lose the game afterwards to then come back and then win in game 4. I feel like that was a good mental reset for him. I feel like he kind of like got his head back on his shoulders and didn't rest on his laurels, right? Recognized like, oh, okay, I might have threw away that game a little